just going to shoot a few paper targets with the FX Wildcat 177 just to show the effects of canting the air rifle, whereby you unintentionally lean the air rifle slightly on its side, so it's not, the sight isn't completely vertical. It's zeroed at 35 yards and I've set up a paper target at 50 yards. So I'll shoot a magazine with the spirit bubble level, and then I'll shoot another magazine on a new target with the gun held in a position where I think it feels like it's vertical, but it won't be. At the point where I'm holding it now, it feels like it looks like the reticle is vertical, but it's not, because the spirit bubble is off. But part of that problem can be when you've got, like, the shooting bench here is slightly on a slope. It's not far off being level, but it's off. And the other thing that can affect your perception of how vertical or horizontal the scope is whether the land is flat as well, or if your bench is level and the land is off. It can affect the way things look then. Right, so I'll try one magazine first with the spirit bubble level on the scope, so I know the gun is level then and the sight is level. I've checked that the crosshairs are level by hanging a weight on a piece of string and lining up the reticle with that, so I know the scope is level. So all I've got to do is get the gun level with that. That's 8 shots. I was holding a mil dot off for the wind and then a mil dot holdover then, because it's zeroed at 35 yards, so there's a little bit of drop at 50. So I'll change that target now. I've been using this spirit level attachment for a while now. I just wanted to see how much of an effect it would have not holding the gun perfectly level. So that's what this experiment's for today. So that's the first group, 8 shots at 50 yards with the gun held level. So what I'm going to do now is deliberately hold the gun canted over to one side slightly, just to see what effect it has. So the bubble's over the other side. It's not massively off horizontal. When you shoulder the gun, it looks right, but it's off. Ideally I should have a rear rest to rest the gun on, a sandbag for that, but it's a fair test. I've done the same thing with both targets. I'm just going to do a third target now, and I'm going to camp the gun the other way as well, just to have another comparison. So we'll have 3 targets to look at then. Okay, this last magazine I'll camp the gun to the left. need to mark these magazines so I can see how many shots I've got left. That was 8. Should be able to tell from the video I wasn't over exaggerating too much, leaning left or right. So I'll retrieve that target and we'll have a look at the 3 then. See if there's a pattern here now. So, canting the gun left, shots have gone left, held level, they're more central, canted to the right, the shots have gone to the right. That's only at 50 yards, so it's made quite a difference actually. It's the first time I've done a bit of a test of this. So it's a fair test, as I said, between the 3. I have had to hold a mil dot for elevation and a mil dot for windage as well today. So yeah, that's about it. There's a good couple of inches difference between canting left and canting right. So it's worth having a glance at the spirit bubble just before you line up on the scope. It makes a big difference. This is my Hawk AMAX 30 SF, 30mm tube, 4-16 by 50, with the sunshade on, side wheel focus. It's a nice scope, seems to hold 0 very well. It's got the illuminated reticle, which is quite handy for shooting in barns where it's a little bit darker. And it's got the AMX reticle, like the Christmas tree style reticle, with plenty of aim points for holdover and windage. Thanks for watching. That was quite an interesting experiment for me anyway. Learning the importance of trying not to cant the rifle and keeping it level. So this little accessory, the spirit bubble, is quite a handy little tool to work on your marksmanship. See you next time.